sorry, didn't mean to, but I heard you cannot undo it. So please stay. I know that we've been fighting, but can we just hold up, maybe stay up, try to make things right? I don't know why I did what I did. Somehow I think that I lost my head, don't know why.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Midlife Vices, episode 216, part 2. The sequel returns. I'm Steve. With me, as always, is Jim. And tonight's list is going to be our top 10 sequels or trequels or fifth editions or something that's not the first that follows the first. So we will get to that. But before we do that, what's been going on?
Not much. I mean, I'm a sequel, so works out well for me.
I'm not. Yeah,
you're an original.
I'm an original.
Nice. Not me. I have an older.
Oh, I thought you meant like you were a junior. No, I am a sequel. I'm the third in a series.
Oh, are you really a third?
Same creators, though. Yeah.
I'm confused. Now I don't know what you are. I don't know.
You meant like you have an older brother, right? Or did you mean you're a junior? Okay, yes. And I have an older brother and an older sister.
Oh, okay. At first you said I'm not a sequel, I'm an original. I was thinking, and then you said, no, actually I'm the third. So I was thinking your dad's name was James, or not James, Steve. That's my name.
Yeah.
How weird was that?
Right.
But yeah, I was thinking that you were like a second,
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah, we're there. We got it. So yeah, what's been going on this week?
Oh, it's been an interesting week for me. Not really all that interesting, but nothing. Just doing a lot of walking. I'm gonna finish my challenge in the next 17 days or so, and probably gonna wait till next year to start the next one. I mean, I'll keep walking.
Yeah.
And that's about it as far as stuff like that. I don't think I have a lot of family stuff going on. A lot of birthdays. My son's birthday was today.
The onions look good.
Oh yeah. Well, we had about 7 or 8 rotten ones too. So
yeah,
I don't know how those ones became rotten, but they did. But yeah, we got quite a few onions. I was out checking watermelons this afternoon and reached down at. So one of the ways to tell if a watermelon's ready is there's a little tendril, I guess it's called, that comes out the other side of a vine from the watermelon, and if it's all dried up, it's a sign that they're ready to pick. So I went down to pick up the vine and check out that tendril, and I grabbed a snake. Scared the crap out of me because I just wasn't expecting it. And
just a garden snake, or
I don't know. I never saw it again. So
okay.
I mean, we don't have rattlesnakes here, so
right.
I wasn't too worried. It had to be a garden snake, but
no, that would have scared. I'd still be passed out on the ground.
Yeah. It made me jump about a foot off the ground, and whoa, because all of a sudden the vine's moving, and so that was fun. And so I yelled, I was just, oh man, a snake, and the boys come running. The boys, let me in.
Of course,
they want to
shove it in their pockets, and
they are fearless. They just crack me up.
Yeah. Oh man.
But but we never found it again because the garden, literally a quarter of the ground is covered by our squash plants. So, and the other 3/4 is weeds. So,
right. Yeah. Cool.
We got 2 inches of rain yesterday, so it was nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
We actually had a thunderstorm 2 days ago, and it poured down rain. And thunderstorms this late in August is unusual for us anyway. Usually by the end of June at the latest, the thunderstorms go away, and then we're looking at October before we start getting rain again. But we had like 3 days in a row with thunderstorms, and then we got rain one of those days. Unusual.
Nice.
They're blaming El Nino, I guess. I don't know.
El Nino. I thought that it should be like slang for shut up or something. El Nino.
It's not.
I know, but it should be.
I don't think so, Jim.
Oh, dang it.
Why didn't I should have started doing that from episode 1?
Yeah, I know.
I
I mean,
don't think so, Jim.
my wife's been doing it since we started dating.
You wore her down, though.
Yeah,
Obviously, your youngest just had a birthday, so
perseverance and persistence.
sleeping pills. Oh, sorry.
And what?
Disclaimer: that's a joke. Anybody out there listening who's offended by that, that was a joke.
What'd you say?
I do not condone giving sleeping pills to your spouse for that reason. You can wait till she's asleep. Just don't give her the pills.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
It's okay, Mom.
Yeah.
We'll get through this.
Right. We will. So the birthday went good then. And then you had the relative's birthday, I guess, earlier in the week or last weekend. Was it? Or?
On Sunday. Don't say who it is.
If it's for me, I'm in the shower. That's funny. That was a well-timed cough.
Yeah, on Sunday we had a group birthday party because my wife's birthday, her sister's birthday, her mom's birthday, her dad's birthday, my son's was today. All those birthdays are within a week and a half of each other, or 2 weeks, and so we all got together and just had a giant meal. We had pulled pork, we had grilled shrimp, we had all kinds of stuff. So. So we ate good this week.
Good deal.
And, I bought a grill, which you know, and I've been grilling pretty much every night. Not tonight because son's birthday, his favorite meal was French toast, so we had French toast for dinner.
Perfect. Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah. So just a good night. Good.
Have you tried French toast with PB2 on it?
I always put PB2. I put Greek yogurt, fruit, and PB2 on it.
Oh, on my French toast just PB2 and syrup, but yeah.
No, I use a little bit of syrup, but mostly Greek yogurt and fruit is my go-to on French toast. So.
You're still far too healthy. Yeah.
I don't know. I had late afternoon coffee. I had 2 pieces of ice cream cake today and coffee with some coffee liquor in it. So,
but you have a Diet Coke, right?
But I have a Diet Coke, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. You're good. You're set. Set.
I also jump roped after all that, so.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's why you do it.
Yeah, I did 1,666, which isn't the best number to stop on, but that's when I messed up. Jumps in a row today. I was pretty happy. Over 10 minutes of straight jumping.
10 minutes.
And I haven't jumped in like 3 weeks because I walk so much now. So.
I've never done 10 minutes of straight jumping.
I
can't even.
I don't want to brag.
Yeah. I can't imagine though. That would kill me. How long did it take you? This was the first time, so obviously it took you. Or have you done more than that in a row before?
No, this is the most I've ever done in a row. I generally don't push myself too hard.
Right.
But today, I might only get 8 or 9 miles of walking in today. So I'm trying to keep up 10 miles a day just because that's how I'm doing my challenge thing is I want 10 miles a day. Right. So
I just realized there's nobody watching our show right now because Jason's gone for the whole month.
Yeah. How's he gone for a whole month?
I don't know. What's up with that, Jason?
The 12th of the year, Jason, you're gone.
I know.
What do you do with your mail?
So I haven't been up to much either. I went fishing today, didn't catch anything, but it was nice out on the lake.
Nice.
We went and saw the puppy on Wednesday. He's 4 weeks now. 4 of them were outside with the mom, and in your mind, you're like, I could take all four of those because they're so cute. But then
Mhm.
you're like, that would be stupid,
Yes.
ridiculously stupid. So we'll stick with the one. But just under 3 weeks left before we get them now. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
but they're just amazing. Like they were all out running around in the grass and running over to mom and nursing a little bit, and then they would kind of crawl on each other, and then they would just all four pass out at the same time, and they would lay there for about 10 minutes sleep, and then they all four woke up and started doing it again. It was just yeah,
None of those are originals; they're all sequels.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, so just a few more weeks, and then I'll be really busy.
Nice.
But
Nice. You think Parker's going to be really jealous?
I think he's so good with other dogs, and we're hoping he's got a. I think I told you about his little Snoopy. He's got a little squeaky Snoopy that he picks up, and he's really really cautious with it. Everything else he just like throws around and stuff, and plays tug of war. But the Snoopy, if he has to move it, he'll take his paw and just kind of slowly tap at it to kind of pull it towards him, and then he'll pick it up real gently with his mouth. And so I'm hoping that's what he's like with the puppy.
Hmm.
Jealous, he may be a little jealous at first, but I think he'll be good. Either that, or he's just gonna chew everything up and
Or
crap all over the house.
deal with it, move on. Yeah.
Right. One of the other. But looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm
For
looking forward to seeing more pictures.
Definitely. Definitely. Best of the week. What do you got this week for best of the week? Best thing you watched or read or all the good stuff?
Okay, so while I've been on my walks, I've been listening to the Fellowship of the Ring, the Lord of the Rings book on audio, and I listened to that all in 1 week while walking, and I absolutely love that. I know I've tried to read the book
Yeah.
quite a few times, and then I get to like Rivendell, and I just have trouble getting past that because the council meeting takes forever in the book.
Yeah. It does.
But when you're walking, and I don't fall asleep when I'm listening to it. So
When you're walking, that's good. Yeah, that's good
Yeah,
not to fall asleep when you're walking.
yeah, it's really helpful in life. But if I sit down and read, I fall asleep pretty quickly if I read. So
Uh-huh.
so walking was the best way to do it. Listening to it, and I loved that book. Just whoa, the Galadriel and Gimli scene in this book when he asked her for 3 strands of her hair. They don't show in the movie. He just tells Legolas what he asked her for, and in the book, you get to hear that scene, read that scene, or whatever, and it's just fantastic. It was one of the best things I've probably ever read as far as fantasy novel. It's the best fantasy novel book I've ever read. It already blew out, and the Thrawn trilogy was something I loved, but
Right.
I have a feeling that I know the Fellowship took the place of all of them. Let's see how the Two Towers and Return of the King go for me, but I won't get to those until next month. I did a subscribe on Amazon where I pay $7 a month and get a free audiobook each month. So I'll wait till next month and get that book. And yeah, so that's the best thing I've read. Best thing I've watched. I have no idea. I started Guardians of the Galaxy. I really enjoyed it. I just fell asleep.
Really?
Yeah, I did really enjoy it.
Part 3?
Really? Just because you don't like something. But yeah, I really enjoyed what I've seen of it. So I have not finished it yet. So.
Yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah, we watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for the first time on Thursday night or Wednesday. I don't know, whenever it came out. Thursday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my least favorite, maybe my least favorite MCU movie.
Oh, man. Whew. That's rough.
Like, the Rocket storyline just doesn't do it for me. Like, I don't care. Like, I just don't care about his backstory. And that's what the movie is his backstory. So, yeah, I don't know.
All it is. There's plenty of present stuff going on in that movie.
Based on his backstory.
So what?
Yeah.
So what if it's
It just didn't. It just wasn't for me. But the best of the week, since that's the topic of this category that we're doing right here, is Super Mario Brothers. So I don't care if you got kids around or not. This movie is just, especially if you ever played the games. I mean, if you didn't play the games, then maybe it doesn't hit with you or whatever. But if you played the games, the nostalgia of it, the characters, the way they're drawn. Whoever complained about the voice thing and the accent thing, the way they dealt with it was just fantastic, and they got through it. And it's not even a thing. The music playing in the background in certain scenes, the training scene, the driving scenes, it all lines up with the games. And if you play, it just all comes back. I was going to go actually dig my Nintendo back out of the cupboard wherever it is and play again, but I haven't done it yet. But that's how much I liked it, is it made me want to go back and play the games again. So
it's a great movie.
It's so much fun, man.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I need. Hour and a half movies.
Yeah, for sure. Hour and a half. All right. So that's my best of the week.
Haven't read anything, huh?
I'm going on 4 months. I read the instructions on my air conditioner again because I had to replace a couple things, but I'm good to go now. So I guess that would be the best thing I read. Yeah.
That's sad.
Man, like you, if I read, I fall asleep. So, and there's just no stories that interest me. I'm just so out of that phase right now. Hopefully, like I said before, hopefully once winter comes around and I can't be outside doing stuff and, I'm stuck in the house a lot more, then I'll get back into it. So, but until then.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Do you have anything to show?
Well, just something that you would have to read.
Oh.
Well, no, it just so it came in the mail. Well,
nice.
So
mine is on the way.
Yeah. So just a beautiful book with like 90% of it is, well, that's kind of a high number. I won't say that. But let me find it. So from here on, from chapter 8, which is pretty almost, well, maybe all that, but all this right here are the stats for current characters in Marvel. So every hero that you could possibly want, they give you the stats for you can play them if you wanted to.
Awesome.
Now, I've only read a few chapters here. It is a busy time, so I haven't been able to sit down and really read this. So, but it's a pretty simple system, I think. It's more story than rules, which is what I like. So, looking forward to giving this a go.
Yeah. How long do you think we're looking at before we can get a jump start on that?
Well, we're going to need a
few months.
We'll have to find some people to play.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I'm going to have to come up with a story or something to do, and we'll see. I mean, I'm not in any hurry, but I also put it off too long and we won't do it. So
right.
We'll see.
Are you allowed to write a story for it right now? You're not, are you?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be able to? I mean, I'm not going to write a story. I'll just come up with an outline and an idea.
Because of the strike.
Oh, well, yeah, I think I can.
Okay.
Because I haven't paid my dues in years.
That's true. All right. Now, mine is up on the wall behind me, and this poster's been in the background before, but since we're doing sequels, this is my TMNT Out of the Shadows poster, and that's Donatello up there peering off the ledge. So yeah,
nice.
One of my favorites.
So I'm planning to take the boys to see the new TMNT movie tomorrow.
Are you?
Yep. That's a
I
plan.
like it. Yeah. I probably won't see it, but I think they'll probably like it.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
That's cool that they're enjoying the theater and getting a few experiences with that. That's,
Yeah, this will be the second theater experience I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go. I think 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. So
Nice. It'll be good if you can make it. Yeah, for sure.
pretty sure we will.
Cool. All right. And that's going to take us to tonight's top 10 list, and it is our top 10 sequels. And we will start with number 10.
Starting with number 10.
Yeah, I know.
All right, my number 10 is Finding Dory. Animated movie.
that?
What?
Oh, okay. I was trying to think what that was a sequel to.
Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Me and my wife went and saw this in the theater by ourselves before we had kids. And we laughed. I love the whole Sigourney Weaver recurring joke in this movie. Yeah, we enjoyed this movie. It's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's in my top 10 because a lot of sequels. And just for reference, there's more than one. I lumped all the sequels together. So,
Okay. There's more than one sequel?
no,
Oh, you're saying if there is.
there
Okay.
is. So
Okay.
when we get to the next one, it'll be
Okay,
both
gotcha.
movies. So
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Finding Dory.
yeah, I enjoy it.
I saw Finding Nemo, but it was good.
Yeah, makes me laugh.
Cool. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. It's my favorite Star Trek movie, with all the newer ones, older ones.
I think I like the first one with J.J. Abrams the best.
I mean, they're good. Yeah, I like the newer ones too, but this one is really probably it's my favorite of the whole bunch. I think. Ricardo Montalban playing the bad guy. It's just the iconic lines in it. It's the death of Spock. It's all that stuff that takes place in this movie that really makes it a good one. So,
what do you think about the second one of the new run with J.J. Abrams that they did it the backwards?
I like the way they swapped it. I think that made it interesting for sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it. I mean, if you're going to remake something, it's kind of like if you're going to sing somebody else's song. Don't sing it exactly like they make it, because then it's always going to be compared to it. So, yeah, change it up, make it interesting.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that too. Yeah, I thought it was good.
I've only ever seen it once. I don't quite remember it.
I love the Abrams movies for sure. I really do.
All
All right.
I'm going to use my wand here and try to kill a fly.
You should get a fly swatter.
I have one, but I don't want to get up and leave.
Gotcha.
Number 9 for me will be The Hunger Games.
Oh, good ones.
Particularly the second one. I really enjoy, especially the book. I really loved the second book.
Is that Catching Fire? Or
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I know what you do.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen them. But I really liked some characters. I can't remember any of their names. It's been so long since I've seen them that really kind of surprised me at how much I like them.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they're just really good.
They are good movies for sure.
Yeah, the guy that carried the old woman around on his back, I really enjoyed that. Oh, I can't think of his name. But anyway, it's just good stuff.
It's been a long time. I wouldn't expect you to remember the name. I don't know if you saw my comment about that earlier about going to the theater.
I did.
Because you mentioned having somebody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important because by the time I get home, I've already forgotten what happened. So definitely a key factor. Yes. So yeah, I mean, but we're known for not knowing names, so that's kind of.
Yes.
I would have been surprised if you did remember the names.
Yeah. So the third movie, I'm
Uh-huh.
not the biggest fan of. I'm, you know,
Mockingjay, or maybe those are swapped around. Maybe Mockingjay is the second. I don't know.
ooh, yeah. Well, because I think you're right. I think Mockingjay is. I think so because I remember the guy I like got trapped with all these birds yelling at him. Yeah, anyway,
Right. I'm gonna have to go watch those again. It's been a while.
that's how birds yell.
It is. That's exactly how that happens. Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the Hunger Games.
My number 9 is X2.
Okay, this is further down my list, sir.
Okay, cool. It's not only is it one of the best X-Men movies and one of the best sequels, it's one of my favorite comic book movies ever.
Same here.
So we'll talk about it once it gets up to your list.
Number 8 for me is Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I don't even know.
Okay, so it's a sequel to Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay, I've heard of that.
And so basically there's like one scene in this movie that puts it all, I mean, I could watch the scene almost on repeat. It's when Penelope discovers she's a Disney princess and she walks into a room and all the princesses are there and they're like asking her, do you feel like you need to have a big strong man rescue you? And yes. Yes. Did this happen? Yes. Did your parents die? Yes. You are one of us. It's really it's a great scene. If you haven't seen it, I recommend just going to YouTube and checking out that scene. It's quite funny. Yeah, so it's just a good movie overall.
I think it's clear which one of us has kids and which one doesn't.
Yes, and my kids love it. So, and I think you would like this movie too.
I probably would. I remember liking Wreck-It Ralph. I didn't even know there was a second one.
Yeah, and like I said, that scene, me and my wife laugh every time that scene goes through. It's really funny. It's yeah, it's great. So that's my number 8. Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Okay. My number 8 is Return of the King. And honestly, you could throw in Two Towers with this. And like you mentioned before we came on the show, it's not even really a sequel. It's just a continuation of one long story.
Yeah,
so
it's one book
down my list, and I agree with that. But then, I mean, so is Empire Strikes Back, and so is, we could do that for all of them. So, but because you mentioned that, you're absolutely right. So I moved it a little bit down further on my list. I mean, just the
the Fellowship of the Ring is 2 books. You know what I'm saying? It's how they sell them is 3 books. So it's all one story, and they broke them down and sell them like that. So
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess I just didn't want to spend my whole time talking about Lord of the Rings because I am on the Lord of the Rings kick like you wouldn't believe.
You could have absolutely talked about it.
So I mean, I'm buying action figures now.
I know you're getting into it. I love it. Can't wait to see some of the stuff you get.
Next week, I should have some stuff to show.
Now, if Jeff Lemire does a cover, like I was telling you, for a Lord of the Rings comic book, that would be like all in your wheelhouse, huh?
Oh man, I might leave my wife. She's sleeping.
Anyway, Return of the King. Love it.
Anyway.
It was one of the first big screen movies of a book that I'd actually read when I was in school. And there were others before that, but this was as close as you could get to the book without it being an 8-hour movie. Like, it was still a long, very long movie, but they did their best to have it mirror the book pretty close.
Yeah, you had to cut stuff out. You had to. Now, there's some pretty drastic differences. I like reading the book. I do not like Gandalf. he's just a jerk to Pippin who does almost nothing to deserve it.
Yeah, they definitely make him a little more playful with Pippin in the movies. Like
Yeah,
a little more,
he's more comedic in the movies than he is
yeah,
in
more
the.
comedic. Sure.
And
Now
don't
they
get me wrong,
get
he's
that.
still. There's times that the Hobbits make me laugh out loud. I like the Hobbits a lot more in the book than I do the movie.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more bravery.
Sure.
There's just a lot more to them in the book than there is. I mean, even Frodo. I was never a huge fan of Frodo, and now I like Frodo. It's so. It's just good. It's great. Read the book.
So when we do our show about our favorite books,
yeah, this will be up there.
Read a book. If I was to actually read that now, it would take me probably 6 months because I fall asleep every 3 pages.
And that's why I had to listen to it because because I can understand it's not an easy read.
No, but it's not bad. I mean, once you're into it, it's hard. It's it's hard to put down. If you can stay awake, you can't. It's hard to put down.
No, well, there's a lot of poems and singing.
Oh yeah.
And songs.
So you want to know when I get to those parts in those books, I skip them. I don't. I just
that makes reading them a lot faster.
Yeah.
When there's
the stuff that's not related to the story, the stuff that's not related to the story, if it comes up in italics or something, or in its own little section of this where you can tell it's not a part of the story, it's just a song, I skip them.
So here's what that book did to me is I want to read that stuff now.
Ugh.
Not only do I want to read it, I've watched YouTube videos about people discussing it. So that's just what actually listening to the book did for me. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It made me want to know the lore of almost everything in the book. So
right. Cool.
Let's move on.
So is that number 8?
Yes.
Okay. So Jim got to talk about my number 8. So number 7.
My number 7 is
actually that makes my job a lot easier. All I got to do is list them.
Yeah.
I don't have to research or try to remember anything about them.
And stop complaining, huh? my number 7 is Back to the Future.
Oh,
yeah. I'm assuming this is further down your list.
I mean, I'll put it there. That's fine. We'll talk about it now. I don't really have an order. Like these top 6 or 7 could all be number 1s for me. So.
Okay. Particularly when I was younger, number 2. But the older I get, the more I like number 3.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you on that.
Number 3 was kind of boring for me at first. I was like, this is my least favorite one. And I watched it 6 months ago or so, and I loved it. I was like, I really enjoyed Doc Brown's love story. I was like, you know what? What made me not like that? So the older I get, the more I like number 3.
Yeah, what I like about number 2 is, I mean, of course, number 1 and number 3 have the time travel stuff, but number 2 has the time travel theory in it, and it's and I love when we start talking about the theory of time travel and what it would be like, and I think they give the easiest explanation. I mean, if time travel was real, that's the explanation I would picture time travel to be, is what they use in that movie.
Have not brought. No.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Well, that's one of my favorite scenes in all of the Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Time travel one. But yeah. So I mean, it's great. It's so good.
Yeah. It's really good. It's a good movie. It's a good trilogy. To me, it's better than Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. I mean, I like 1, maybe 2 of the indie movies. Well, I like them all, but I really like maybe 2 of them.
I like Raiders. That's really the only one I liked.
Yeah, I like Last Crusade.
So it was almost too corny for me. Maybe I'm like,
yeah, they did go a little cornier with it.
But yeah, I seem to be the only person that don't like it, and that's okay. My number 6 is another movie you don't like. What's The Dark Knight?
I don't not like it.
I know. I'm just kidding. You think it's anyway? So Dark Knight, one of my favorite superhero movies, mostly for the bad guy and the whole are people bad aspect
Yeah,
that it brings
right.
about. I really enjoy that. I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't care who plays Batman.
I'm kind of with you. Yeah,
Yeah, it almost doesn't matter to me.
it's like James Bond. It really doesn't matter.
I've never looked at a Batman and say, "Wow, his performance with underneath the cowl was fantastic."
Yeah,
So I
I
could have
know.
been a stuntman. I don't care. So, but yeah, I really enjoy that story overall.
I mean, it's in my top 10 DC movies. It's just I don't have it as even my. I think it's my third favorite Batman movie. Maybe I think yeah, maybe even fourth now because the more I've rewatched the Batman Rise or Dark Knight Rises, I like that actually better now. I think than Dark Knight, but um, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's definitely a good movie.
Yeah,
A lot of people would say it's the greatest superhero movie ever.
I'm kind of surprised that because I had Returns on my list at one point and I don't have it there now. I'm going to go ahead and lump that in there. Batman
Okay,
Returns.
Lump It In Returns is fantastic.
Yes, I mean Catwoman,
Yes.
fantastic. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Danny DeVito, disturbing.
Very.
Yeah, and not in a criminal or demented way, just in like he's eating raw fish. That's kind of gross. Uh,
Yeah, that's maybe my that's Tim Burton too, right?
yeah, that's simple.
Yeah. Maybe my favorite. Well, behind the original, my second favorite Tim Burton movie too. Yeah.
What's your first favorite Tim Burton movie?
Uh,
Mine's Big Fish.
Big Fish.
Mhm.
I've never seen that. I don't know. I don't really look at movies by directors, so I don't. Yeah, maybe it's my favorite Tim Burton movie. I don't
Cool.
know. Maybe Edward Scissorhands. I don't know.
Oh, I enjoy that too.
I probably liked it at some point. All right, so that's number 6.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Avengers Endgame for my number 6. I mean, it could easily be way higher on my list, but again, before the show, you kind of pointed out that it's not really kind of a sequel, even though it is. It's not, it's just kind of a standalone. And
And
you could go in because Marvel, the MCU, everything is pretty much a sequel. So I'm with you on that, but I just couldn't leave it off my list.
yeah, I know. And I thought about it because I love this movie.
Yeah,
It's my favorite Marvel movie.
yeah. Uh, and I'm not even really going to go into it.
If you haven't seen it by now,
Yeah,
why are you watching us?
and again, I can't watch one without the other. Like I know you can just watch Endgame, but I can't watch it without watching Infinity
I don't even
War.
watch all of Endgame. I watched the last hour and a half,
Right. Yeah,
which is
and it's all
almost just
about
Tony's,
Wanda.
almost Tony's funeral. That's it.
Tony dies.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to spoil it.
What happened? Did he get in a fight with Homelander?
He has the strength of a man and a baby. My number 5 is X2. We can talk about it now.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Greatest opening scene to a comic book movie. A huge Nightcrawler fan. It's what I wanted to see in an X-Men movie. And now, Nightcrawler's a good guy, so the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, why? Why is he doing this? But it really showcased his powers in a way I never really imagined.
Yeah,
So it was always just teleport. Never did I think teleporting in a cool way where you're kicking butt.
right.
So yeah, it was just awesome. And then I mean, just the whole articulation of his tail, you handed him the knife was just fantastic. Just a great movie.
This was so early into the superhero genre too. Um, we'd had what one Spider-Man at this point, Blade
Yeah.
and X-Men, and then the previous Batman and Superman movies. But that was it.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah, and just seeing those characters on the screen was something else. Uh, I couldn't imagine any different casting for that movie. I mean, I like the new ones too a lot, and I like the casting for it, but I thought those were it was really really good for pretty much every character. So, which
Yeah.
Marvel movies have been cast well for the most part. Jennifer Garner wasn't the greatest Electra,
And then
but outside of that, um,
the ending of the movie, just the whole Phoenix saga. Is that what it's
yeah,
called, the Phoenix saga? Which I've never read. I don't know anything about it. Uh, but yeah, just setting that up and then
mhm,
dropping the ball on it later. But it was just well done, I thought.
yep, for sure. Nice. So that is your number 5.
Yes, sir.
My number 5, I'm going to go with. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go with Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
That's my number 3. Do we want to wait or do we want to talk about it now?
Sure, doesn't matter. Yeah, we can talk about it now.
Okay.
And we've talked about it a few times on other stuff as well. So it was just a step up from the original as far as the graphics went. The cinematography. Um, Arnold was now popular at this point rather than just an unknown, relatively unknown as he was in the first one. It brought in a little bit of the comedy.
Yeah. This might be my favorite time travel story.
Yeah.
I just enjoy that because it creates a whole paradox of, well, if you wanted to send John Connor back, would he have been the father of your son? And
Sure, absolutely.
well, not John Connor, but Kyle, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, that if you sent John Connor back and he was his
He'd be
own
his own father. That would be odd.
yeah, there's that
Yeah.
family tree right there.
That's it.
So yeah, it's just yeah, I enjoyed that.
Mhm.
And plus, I remember watching the first one. I was pretty young. I was in elementary school.
Yeah, it was 84.
82?
So was it 82? I thought it was 84, but
Might
somewhere
have been
early
84.
80s. Yeah.
So yeah, I remember watching that at a friend's house. There's no way my mom and dad would let me watch that movie. So, but yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And then seeing the second one, and that was a pretty long gap between the first and second one. The second one didn't
It
come
was a
out
long time. Yeah.
91, 90,
Yeah. Let me take a quick
sometime
look.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Terminator was 84. Judgment Day was 91. So yeah, 7 years.
yeah, a long time between and I don't know. I wonder if more movies did that, waited longer to put out the sequel, if they
Yeah.
would do better. Just because then you have a little bit of nostalgia and like, oh, I remember that being great, like Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Why is that not on my list?
Well, what I remember about Terminator 2 was the excitement for it. I mean, we didn't live anywhere near movie theaters, so we went with my cousins and we drove about 2.5 hours to Reno to a movie theater to watch it when it opened, and that was something we never did. So, yeah, that was the hype for that movie when it came out.
Awesome.
So there's the nostalgia of that too, but just everything. I mean, the opening scene in the biker bar uh, with the glasses and not knowing right at first if he was the good guy or the bad guy, or
Mm-hmm.
and the T1000. I mean, just so good.
Yeah. Having him come back as a good guy
Mhm.
was unexpected and awesome
Mhm.
and made sense. I think the way they explained it. So
Sure.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
I like it. Yeah. So that was my number 5. Number 5. Yep.
My number 4 is going to be two franchises because I got to get Top Gun Maverick in here.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick and Toy Story 2, 3, and 4.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it all goes together.
Tom Hanks.
I just can't believe I don't have Maverick on here. I'll just go with Toy Story 2, 3, and 4, and everyone the whole world can know I'm an idiot and forgot about Top Gun Maverick and did not have
Sure.
it on my list.
Sure.
So Toy Story is one of my favorite movies, probably period, not even just animated. I love the first Toy Story movie. 2, 3, and 4, well, I don't think as quite as good as the first one. The bar is still pretty high for them. I think
Yeah.
they're pretty awesome. I enjoyed each one. They all made me laugh. They all had heart. They all had a story, which is good in a movie. Really good.
It's just good to have a story. Yeah.
Gotta have a story. If you're gonna write, this writer strike would be over if they all realized you gotta have a story.
Gotta have a story. I'm going to disprove that here in a second with one of my choices.
Nice. There's no story.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. My number 3 is this art. So anyway, yeah.
No, they are good. Aren't they coming out with another one, or are they just?
I don't think so. I think 4 kind of finished it off.
Oh, that's right. They did the one with the actual characters, not as characters and not toys, like the people that the toys were built off of. The whole Buzz Lightyear thing, the whole.
Oh yeah, they did a Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Right.
I haven't made it all the way through that yet, but what I've seen of it, I enjoyed.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet either, but cool. Yeah, I like those movies. They're good. And they, like you said, they have heart.
Yeah, there's they make me care about Mrs. Potato Head. You know, I mean,
Who even knew there was a Mrs. Potato Head?
I knew there was Mrs. Potato Head.
Did you?
Yeah, you didn't know there was
I knew
Mrs.
there was-
Potato Head?
I knew there was a Mr. Potato Head. I thought he was a bachelor.
No, Mrs. Potato Head. They got little spuds.
Nice.
Good stuff. Boil
I
them
know.
down, put them in a stew.
My number 4 is Spider-Man 2. Some say it's the greatest, the best Spider-Man movie ever. I don't agree with that, but as far as the sequels go, I mean, I like the first Spider-Man better.
I
As
do
far
too.
as the sequels go, this is really good. The characters are great. Villain Doc Ock is really good. The story's good.
I don't remember this movie.
Just him being, in the first one he's learning how to be Spider-Man, and this one he knows how to be Spider-Man. And
Third one, he forgets how to be Spider-Man.
exactly, it's the usual cycle of.
Yeah, I don't
storytelling.
remember it well enough to have the.
So Doc Ock is creating the sun.
Yeah, no, I do. I know about Doc Ock. I remember going up a building and
Right.
and I remember he saves the day. I believe Doc Ock. Anyway, I don't remember as much. I remember I was working evening shift somewhere, and I remember I was driving home, and I would go by a drive-in movie theater, and I knew the radio station that you can tune your radio in to listen to it. So I would listen to about the same part of Spider-Man 2 as I drove by, and it was always a part where Peter, you're bleeding, and it would crack me up because Peter, you're bleeding. Anyway, it's
Oh,
just
Harry's saying that to him.
no, it's his. Aunt
Oh,
May.
Norman says it. Oh, Aunt May.
Aunt May when they're going to get ready for dinner, Thanksgiving dinner.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
But
it just made me-
Norman finds out that. Yeah. That's
yeah. So yeah, I would listen to that part. What was that? There was chickens on the screen.
So that was number 3.
Yes.
All right.
No, that was number 4. My number 3 is T2 though.
Okay. I love that so much.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's fun. That made my day. Okay, you're number 3. Okay, so I am at, where am I here? Okay, I'll go with Matrix Reloaded, or as you would call it, Twins.
Oh my gosh, look at them. It's disturbing.
This is I
They
mean,
have
the
the
Matrix
same
one is
nose.
great, but I like I've mentioned this before on the show. The twins are not those two on the screen there, but the twins are my favorite characters in that movie. Um, the the freeway scene is one of my favorite action chase scenes ever. The club scene is fantastic. The fight in the mansion is fantastic before they get out to the freeway. Yeah, just so much good that I love about this movie.
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch all these movies in a row. Not in a row.
Yeah.
That'd be stupid. But
Yeah.
maybe a couple days.
Cool. So yeah, that's my number
Nice.
3.
My number 2, I threw in my MCU movies. It's Captain America sequels. It's Captain America: Winter Soldier and Civil War. I think they're both
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I am not the biggest fan of the first Avenger. It's one of the few I ever bought physically. You know, I have the Blu-ray or something like that. It's just not for me. There's scenes I love, but as a whole movie, it's not something I particularly enjoy. These two movies I can watch probably beginning to end almost any time.
So some of the best scenes ever, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
jumping out of the plane
Yeah.
onto the ship at the beginning is a great scene.
Mhm.
Without a parachute. Yeah.
Running towards each other for 20 minutes.
Oh, in
Fantastic.
Civil War, yeah, the airport scene is classic. Spider-Man showing up at the airport, for me, is one of my favorite scenes in
Mhm.
Civil War.
Yeah. Just
But Winter Soldier is probably one of the better stories told in the MCU.
yeah, the elevator fight scene.
Yeah.
Just good stuff.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's my number 2, that and Maverick.
All right. My number 2 favorite sequels of all times. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the other Die. I like Die Hard 2, and I like A Good Day to Die Hard, and I like Live Free or Die Hard. I like all of them, and I actually posted that on Twitter yesterday or today or something in response to if I had to send 5 movies into 100 years in the future that people should watch, and they were all 5 Die Hard movies. But this, I like 3 better than 2 because 2 is very similar to 1. Whereas 3, he gets Samuel L. Jackson as a partner, and it's outside, and there's
It's
more
outside.
to it.
I like to see
Yeah, even though there's some really dumb scenes like popping out of the aqueduct at exactly the time he's driving by in the car. I mean, that's pretty lucky. That's pretty good timing right there.
Yeah. Well,
But one of my favorite scenes ever is when they drag the body away that gets chopped in half when they fall off the bridge. And the cable cuts the guy in half, and they're like, "Oh, you grab his legs, I'll grab his arms." And then they're both walking the same way. Yeah, that's
yeah. I enjoy the riddles by Simon
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yes.
I enjoy that they have to wake him up, and the kids try to put a dead squirrel on him.
Yeah.
No. That's the Last Boy Scout.
Oh, that's a good one.
I got my Bruce
You know how much
Willis.
I was
movies.
listening to you.
I got my Bruce Willis movies mixed up.
Right.
But yeah, it's just the Last Boy Scout could be a Die Hard movie.
It is. I mean, it is. They just changed his name and Holly's name and their kid's name, and that's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been. It is. It's John McClane. Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway,
Now I gotta go. I'm gonna watch Last Boy Scout tomorrow. I think
it's a good movie.
Last Boy Scout is my favorite Die Hard sequel for sure.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought it up.
You're welcome. The world will thank me.
Yes, they will. All right, and that takes us to
The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
I'm shocked.
What? Yeah, just my favorite Star Wars movie is Return of the Jedi. The Empire Strikes Back is a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
Star Wars is a classic. it's I don't know. It's just a great story overall. Could have been one book, but it's entertained me for over 40 years.
So this could have easily made my list, and I didn't put it on there because my favorite is A New Hope, and second, 2 and 3 I love, but they're not even close to what A New Hope is for me. So there was that big of a gap for me between 1 and then 2 and 3 that I kept it off my list. But yeah, they're fantastic movies, and I can watch them over and over for sure.
I can understand that. So like for me, Return of the Jedi is my favorite because I really like the alien aspect of Return of the Jedi. Like a lot of people don't like Jabba's palace because they feel like it drags on forever. I love it because that's what I like in that Star Wars universe. That's what entertains me. So and I can get other people's thoughts on that. But again, this is
your list.
It's all about me.
It is. It's not all about Steve.
No, Sandra.
I can't wait till the sequel for that. Then I'll have to update my list if we get.
What's that going to be? Still about Steve?
Still about Steve, yeah. Still about Steve.
We should write that.
Oh, we should.
And then just act it out like a radio drama, but with video.
Ooh, speaking of which, that should have been in the news. Only Murders in the Building starts next week. Tomorrow. Oh, that's in the news. Hey, hold on.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Only Murders in the Building is back.
Can't wait.
Breaking news.
That
snuck up on me in a hurry. Can't wait. Yeah, the cast looks great.
Oh yeah. Paul Rudd, Meryl Streep. How can you go wrong adding them?
Yeah. So I'm guessing Meryl Streep's going to be in the penthouse.
I don't know. Paul Rudd's dead, so.
At the end.
Well, in the show. I don't want to.
Hopefully not like episode 1.
Don't want to alarm anyone. In the show. He is dead in episode 1. Then the rest, I think, are flashbacks with him.
Well, he was dead in the last episode of the last season, so.
Even before he was hired.
Right. He's so good they kill him off before he even shows up. Oops.
He died hard with the vengeance.
Favorite sequel of all time, Lethal Weapon 2. So, unlike you, who really prefers likes Riggs before he starts becoming more human, I like him more in this one. I like their relationship better in this one. And I actually like the story better in this one than the first one. I like the whole thing with South Africa and him finally getting over his dead wife and moving on to the next part. I like that a lot. And just the fights, the fight in the first one is iconic, fighting.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one, I like this one better than anything past it, too.
Right.
So, it just got too silly. When it got more of a comedy.
It did, sure.
This one was still serious like the first one. So, diplomatic immunity.
Yeah. Murtaugh walking into the South African embassy, saying he wanted to move there. That just cracks me up every time still.
I just remember the car going out of the back of the thing and money going everywhere.
Plus, we get Joe Pesci.
Was that in this one?
Yeah, this one, they jump out the window with Joe Pesci. They're protecting him.
Third one?
Oh, that's right. I was confusing 3 and 4. That's right. Third one, they protect Joe Pesci, and then the fourth one, he's
part of the team.
That's right. Wow, I bled those two together. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me check. I can't be making this big of a mistake. Joe Pesci.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 3.
Oh, is it? You looked it up already?
No. Because he's a major part of the plot of 3. He's who they have to protect.
In case you ever wondered how many times Joe Pesci says "okay" in Lethal Weapon 2, It's 105 times.
Okay.
So,
Maybe it is 2. I don't know. I thought it was 3.
yeah, he is definitely in Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah. Because
Well,
they're
I'll be
protecting
darned.
him. In Lethal Weapon 3, he's part of the team. Yeah. Lethal Weapon 2, I don't think he had his blonde hair. Lethal Weapon 3, he was blonde. Yeah.
Well, now I feel like a fool
Yeah.
for a
Well,
movie that's not on my list.
it was pretty much on target for what we do, right?
Well,
The fact that we don't know,
how I live my life.
the fact that we're talking about a couple of our favorite movies and we don't know any details of them is pretty on
Well, so
target.
like Lethal Weapon, you lump them all together. You know, like I couldn't tell you what John McClane does in 3 compared to 4.
What?
I couldn't tell you what John McClane does in Die Hard 3.
Oh, I heard you. I was just like, huh? You can't.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So yeah, everything gets lumped together. I
It
don't.
does, for sure. No, I'm with you. Yeah. Although we get the uh, music in Lethal Weapon, or not Lethal Weapon, Die Hard 3, when they're stealing the money and driving the trucks. And
Oh, no.
so that's how you know.
What's the worst sequel that you can think of?
The worst sequel? Oh, there's quite a few. Not that I can think of, though. I'm going to pull up a list real quick and name a few of the worst sequels ever. Worst sequels ever. See, I already disagree with this list because the number one movie on it is The Sting, and I love The Sting.
The Sting?
Yeah.
What's that a sequel to?
Oh, I'm sorry, The Sting 2.
Okay, I don't remember.
Oh, Smokey and the Bandit 2. I think Smokey and the Bandit 2 may be the worst sequel ever.
I don't remember it, but yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't even star Burt Reynolds.
Hmm.
Police Academy 4, that's on the list.
Okay.
Return to the Blue Lagoon. I never saw the first one. Jaws: The Revenge.
Yeah, I don't remember ever watching that.
No. There's some pretty bad ones out there.
So one that came out that everyone loved that I like one aspect of, but didn't like the movie other than that was Wayne's World.
Oh, part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Doors fan, so if you have a Doors reference, I'm kind of a fan of that. So, but other than that, the rest of the movie kind of bored me.
Mm-hmm. Home Alone 3, possibly the worst sequel ever.
My boys love it,
Really?
but not on my list.
Yeah. Cool. But there are so many sequels out there that are good that didn't go on my list because I went with the ones that popped into my head first. I think the only one I had to search for was, well, the only one I remembered from a search was Wrath of Khan. So that's why it was my number 10. But yeah.
So, like I like made this huge long list, and I was like, oh, I have plenty, and then I just lumped everything together that was part of a trilogy or something like that, and then I was like, oh, got exactly about what I need, except for I do really enjoy, and it's a horror movie, which is crazy for me. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I really like that.
I like New Nightmare.
Yeah, that's the one that I really enjoy. I like when it gets meta like that, where they use their real names and so I enjoy stuff like that. So yeah, that's an honorable mention for me. Other than that, I don't think I have anything Maverick.
Yeah. I mean, the Star Wars ones would be on my list. Indiana Jones. I like Temple of Doom. I like Last Crusade. Any number of the Bond movies. Mission Impossible 2.
Austin Power movies.
3, 4. Austin Power. Yeah, there's so many good sequels. But the list could have went on. Just like we have for an hour and 4 minutes.
Holy
so
cow,
I know. Next week, you may have seen some teasers popping up. Next week, we're going to go live.
Popping up like jalapeno poppers.
Announce the time. And I'm not going to hide the fact that I mean, I've made it very clear. I've been watching a lot of Hot Ones, and this next show is going to be very derivative and stolen directly from their show. Thank you, Hot Ones. Please sponsor us. But we are going to eat some hot chicken wings or chicken pieces or bits with each of our list, which I think we're going to go with like best fire scenes or best scenes that involve heat or something like that. How's that sound?
Movies that have heat in the title or deal with fire.
Right, absolutely. Something related to heat. Absolutely. I want to do that.
Heat.
So with each one we list, we're going to eat a chicken wing or a piece of chicken with hot sauce, and we're going to go from the mildest to the hottest.
And Steve bought us some hot sauce, sent me some.
So this week I need to go through, put everything in order, figure out what our Scoville
levels are. They're in order according to the box. Actually, I haven't.
Well, they got the levels on them. Yeah. My wife already organized them in the order we'll need to eat them because those aren't in order really. They let you know which is the
that's true.
Yeah. But so they're all laid out. And we'll go from there. We want to do it live. I'm not going to announce a time right now because we'll figure that out soon and we'll throw it on Twitter. And we hope that if anybody's watching this or if anybody sees our stuff on Twitter that we're going to do it live, that you will come watch us suffer. I am not good with hot. Like I told Jim earlier, Tabasco sauce, 2 drops on eggs, I'm good. 3 drops on eggs is too much for me. So this should be interesting. Like I had some pepper jerky today and my mouth burned for like 20 minutes. And I was like, why did I eat that pepper jerky? And it's just pepper. So I think we're doing it live so that somebody can call like medical emergency numbers if one of us passes out or dies or something. Or
I don't plan on passing out, but
I don't plan on. Nobody plans on passing out.
That's true. Well, I don't know. A lot of people drink.
Well, that's true. So it should be fun. It may be our last show. We don't know.
Yeah. It's probably won't be doing one the next day.
No, for sure. I won't be doing much the next day. I'm looking forward, though. You know, the show, if you guys don't watch the show, I've recommended it plenty of times. Go watch it, and it will make you think you can eat hot stuff even though you know you can't.
Yeah.
Just like every guest on that show is like, I think I can do this. And then by the third one, they're like, I've kind of felt that one. And then I wanted, man, if I had $120 to waste to buy that Hot Ones kit, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So
yeah, no, I couldn't do that either.
No, not for a one-time show that we're the only ones who watch. That would.
We don't even watch it. We just do it.
Right. That's right. So anyway, that's going to be it for next week. And again, we'll get the times once we figure out what's going to work best for us. Hopefully we can do Monday at 6, but if not, a Tuesday or whatever it needs to be, we'll figure that out. Because your schedule is a little stricter than mine.
Oh, I'm going out of town next week.
Are you?
Oh, man. What is the dates of next week here?
Well, today is the 7th, so next Monday is the 14th.
Okay, I'll be out of town next 14, 15, 16. I'm going to go visit.
So what about Sunday? What about Sunday night?
I can't promise anything. I'll have to talk to my wife.
You want to go 2 weeks in?
It might be.
Okay, so on the 21st, we'll plan for the week of the 21st.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot all about that. I'm sorry. We're going.
I'm glad you remember now. The week of the 21st, we will plan on doing this. So that gives all of you time to clear your schedules.
Yes.
To come join us live in the chat.
We're training. And, I'm just throwing pepper in my mouth.
Yeah. I'm not tasting them or nothing. It's going to be a surprise with each one. I don't want to know. I don't need to know.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward
I am too. I am too. I might have a drink with it. Maybe we'll see. It'll be a good night for a jalapeno margarita.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm going to have a Bloody Mary.
Oh, there you go. With some hot Tabasco or some whatever.
Tabasco sauce and something else. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Everybody, thanks for watching. We have been Midlife Vices, the booster gold of YouTube shows. Take care, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Good night.
Adios.